guys, welcome back. And today we're going over a red hot trend that you guys have been asking all about, and it's all wallpaper. Now, the deal with wallpaper is it's a little confusing to understand kind of a bit about it. So we're going to go over some simple information on how to choose it and how to use it in your space to kind of drive home your style statement, even if you're renting. We gotta jump into a little quickie history. You know I love these. So, I didn't really realize this, but wallpaper's been around for thousands of years. The Chinese were using it as early as 200 AD. That's crazy. They made these beautiful rice papers and they put it up on the walls to kind of keep them smooth and allow it to be decorative. But fast forward, we're still doing wallpaper in a big way. It's actually being manufactured by this point by the late 1700s, and that trend flies all the way through the Victorian era. I mean, look at these gorgeous papers. The Chinese were very influential in the patterns, of course, that were happening in 18th century France. Oh my gosh, if you saw my video on Bridgerton, oh, there's wallpaper everywhere. Take a look at this set shot. Those are gorgeous. And then, you know, you move forward, the patterns move forward. You've got flocked damask. Oh, that was a big one. And the Victorians loved wallpaper everywhere. William Morris made it famous, and you just kind of saw it all the way used up right until we hit the modernist movement. And then, of course, it was cool to have bare walls. That was really more about structural statement and less about decorative elements on the walls. But what's fun is now that trend is back and in a big way. So let's figure out how we can use it in our spaces. So now, how do you go about choosing a wallpaper? Well, the first thing that you have to understand is what is your design style and your style statement. So if you're not clear on what that is, I want you to pop over and make sure you see this style statement series that I have put together, because that'll really help you define those question marks around what it is you love. And then from there, you can absolutely go to town with picking wallpapers that'll go in the right direction for you. Let me give you some examples. Contemporary spaces, and that's a lot of you guys out there, they do best with styles that feel modern as well, I'm gonna say. You want to think about papers that maybe have a low contrast level to their patterning, or things that replicate architectural materials, like this one that looks like it's plaster or concrete, or the ombre is super simple. Stone is big. Ones that look like tile look fantastic behind that bar. Also, big super graphics are really popular with modern and contemporary styles, as are things like cork, graphic statements. I love this orange wall with the huge half circles in it. That's fantastic. Or you can just blow it out and go one whole wall is this huge abstract. All of those work really well for anybody whose style statement kind of falls under the super category of contemporary. So guys, now if you're falling into the transitional camp with your style statement, then you're going to want to think about wallpapers that kind of add to the overall statement. Things like stripes, more contemporary florals, maybe even a blown out floral wall mural. That can also look very good. Definitely textures. Ooh, grass cloths, linens. Those look great. Even patterned linens, like this beautiful one in this powder bathroom. Oh my gosh, that's gorgeous. And that would fit into a transitional space beautifully. So that's kind of where you want to go direction-wise if you're living in that transitional style statement. Now guys, if you are rocking that cottagecore and that grand millennial and you are a straight up traditional babe, then definitely you're gonna want to rock wallpapers, and you can go to town. Oh my god, think damasks. Tonal damask or two-tone. That's amazing. Oh, toiles and chintzes. Oh, that's so traditional. It's beautiful. Or how about this lovely little floral woven thing that just kind of rocks that little grand millennial bedroom. Or, oh, you could absolutely, Gournay produces some magnificent old Chinese floral and bird patterns that are absolutely exquisite. Don't miss those. ECATs, super grand millennial and super, you could even go neo-Gothic with some of this stuff. That could be really fun. Just make sure it definitely sits in line with that and it rocks your palette and the style statement as well. So now guys, wallpaper is one of those super kind of complicated subjects. And if you want to learn more about it and dive deep into all kinds of groovy stuff about design, you have got to join the Design Club. Go to www.thedesignClub.com, sign up, join up, and it has got tons of information that you can learn, deep dives into all of these kinds of things, how to do stuff, live chats. You're gonna love it. So make sure you sign up. Now that you know what type of paper to use for your style statement, how do you decide where to use it? And that is super important. You have to understand this. Wallpapers are a purely decorative element. They serve no real purpose other than to further your style statement. So you have two options. You can either create a wallpaper statement that is a focal point, which is you are focusing in on that, and I'm going to show you how to do that, or you can use them as part of the supporting element to the rest of the style story that's being created with the rest of the furnishings, the finishes on the floors and ceilings, all of the rest of that. So let me show you how this is done, and that's how you'll know how to pick what you need. Okay, so focal point is really easy. Think about something like as gorgeous as the ceiling in this little entryway. Pop of that beautiful stone paper just on the ceiling. That's a focal point for sure. Or how about that massive wall mural? That would be a major focal point in any space. So you have to remember that if that's where you're going with it, those are the kinds of patterns and colorations that you can use to really create the direction that you want people to look at. And that's what's fun about wallpapers. But if you need something that, for instance, is a little bit more of a backdrop player to things, think about things that are more overall textural patterns, like this wool felt one, which is fabulous. Or how about this haberdashery pinstripe? I love that. This simple damask, or this kind of ikat batik pattern. I love that in that room. That really helps kind of tie that statement together. Or this groovy little one behind the little leather lounge chair. That's very fun. Or the murals that's in a monotone in the powder room. Those are all great. Now guys, where do you use your focal points? You think about what are your special places in your spaces. Like for instance, your entryways. Oh my gosh, if you saw my video on entryways, you'll see a lot of wallpaper going on in there, and it's magnificent major statement wallpaper. I love this one that's super traditional, that's these yummy chocolate tones of stripe. That's a gorgeous focal point wallpaper use. Or this pretty one with the kind of the golden geometric on it. That's great. Or how about this bed wall where that sort of super modernist block style pattern is the whole statement that drives the rest of the thing in that room. Don't forget your powder rooms. Oh my gosh, that powder room is so amazing with those cherries and that gold foil. I love that. So those are major statements, and those work well with focal points. So those are the spaces that you use for focal points. Now, if you're using it perhaps in your kitchen, or maybe in a big wall of your living room or something along those lines, it wants to be that supporting player, a little bit more of a texture play. So for instance, like this little yellow one that's obviously above a shelf, that's got a smaller pattern and it's a little bit more sweet and textural. Or my gosh, I love this Japanese rain cloud repeating pattern in this insane turquoise, which is so 2022 in terms of upcoming colors. Or perhaps this one that looks like terrazzo. That's a great supporting player solution. So spaces like dining rooms, living rooms, kitchens, those kinds of things, that's where wallpapers become the supporting player. So guys, that's how to choose your wallpaper, and that's where to use your wallpaper. But I got one more tip for you, so you don't want to miss this, which is before you plunk down money on wallpaper, because it's not an inexpensive option, you want to make sure you do a couple of things. One, you have to make sure that you order actual samples, 2 or 3 if you can even get them. And you want to make sure they're big enough so that you can actually see the pattern repeat, or at least part of the pattern repeat. And you want to understand how they look with your palette. So what do? Well, if you've seen my Stop Painting Now video, I explain all about the rule of 3. And what you do is you adopt the rule of 3 just a little bit, which is you limit your choices to 3 choices. You look at them for 3 days, and you may even move them around a little bit to see if they look better in one space or another. And that'll give you a reference point on which final paper to select before you go out and spend money. And lastly, now that you've got everything picked and ready to go, how do you get it installed? Well, you've got 2 options basically. You can DIY it, or you can hire someone. Now, hanging paper, even the peelable kind, is not that simple. So I would strongly recommend that you either make sure you know someone who can help you with it, or you actually hire a professional wallpaper guy, and they will save you so much time and agony. Just make sure that your budget can afford it. Now, you might be saying, I don't know how to hire a wallpaper person. Well, the Design Club has you covered. Make sure you signed up at www.thedesignclub.com, because in there I have something called Lisa's List. And what that is it's a series of people all over the world that you guys have given to me, as well as people that I've vetted, that can do things like hang wallpaper for you. So if you need a good resource, it's in the Design Club. So make sure you go over there and check that out. Okay, so now what I want you guys to do is I want you to go over here and click these buttons, because I've got a special playlist put together for this style series, which will help you define your style. And I've also added in the painting video, and that'll help you use that rule of 3 to make a best selection. And I'll see you guys next week.